800-524-1735. What do you have to lose? Call 800-524-1735. Again, 800-524-1735. O'Reilly. This is Claudia's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
I had just moved to a new city and barely even knew where the grocery store was yet. When my car wouldn't start one morning, I didn't know who to ask about local shops. But I remembered a name from back home, O'Reilly Auto Parts. I called, and they pointed me to a great mechanic just down the street. Now, I feel a little more at home. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and master 5th grade math. I can't do this. It's impossible. Not you, Dad. Your daughter. Staples will help her move forward. Right. Right now, Staples top books and number 2 pencils are just 50 cents each. Plus, 2 pocket paper folders are only 25 cents each. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. N716 in-store only limit 30. I can't wait to get a camera in this studio so you can meet some of the family members behind the scenes here. I'm already getting pushback on this dating story. I get this note from Talia Mercado, one of the producers. As a Mets fan, I can say I don't think I'm dumpable. You're an old married lady. You better not dump you. The station you know, the people you trust. We are family. 1010 wins. All news, all the time. This is 1010 wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Oh, it already feels like a Friday around here. 88 degrees, mostly sunny skies at 3:20. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. Oh, not a good time to be a rat. The Rat Pack is on the case. That's not a group of superheroes, but rather city council members who've come up with a series of bills designed to mitigate the varmints. We'll have details. The New York City Ferry's been losing money, and in an effort to create a revenue stream while at the same time go easy on the regular ferrying crowd, Mayor Adams showing us his vision for running the system. Governor Kathy Hochul touting the progress for being made to counter illegal guns, detailing another initiative to enhance the effort, not to mention the money to pay for it all. General Motors in the process of building a network of electric vehicle charges at pilot travel centers all along U.S. freeways. And the Grammys returning for the first time in 3 years to the Crypto.com Arena in L.A. We're heading towards the closing bell. The Dow remains in the red where it's been all day, but at least it's not as bad as it was. We're down by about 200 points, and Acculus is partly sunny and warm with a high of 89. Wins News Time 321 from the traffic center now. Here is Greg Wright.
Well, it is better. I didn't say good on the northbound FDR, but we're getting there. FDR Drive either way at East 103rd Street. Earlier car fire cleaned up, pulled out of the way, and all lanes since reopened. But this does not exactly thin out that quickly. Northbound FDR is still slow en route from Waterside Plaza. Southbound, everybody got nosy, and it got slow from the 140s on down. Especially downtown down the west side better. Northbound west side is better than the east side of town to a point, because that's also slowing down right now from right around the 80s all the way up towards the George. It's going to be that kind of day. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George 15 to 20 into the city, and on this summer Friday, the outbound options have all dried up. Southbound D going to slow from the west 230s, and that and the west side are the best you're going to do. Lincoln's about 10 minutes in, 20 to 30 out. Worst of it's off of 11th Avenue. Everything's 45 minutes at the outbound Holland. Inbound side, about 15 from the Skyway, better from the Turnpike. Whitestone, the worst of it either way across the Upper East. Best ride to the Bronx is the Clearview-Throgs Neck combination. I'm Greg Rice, our next report at 3:31 on 1010 Wins.
9/11 did not end on 9/11. If you or a loved one were below Canal Street on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you may be eligible for free lifetime health care. Contact Barrett and McGarry at 911awards.com. That's 911awards.com.
Well, the latest attempt to get rid of a New York staple, albeit a nasty, filthy one, is about to happen. The so-called Rat Pack of the New York City Council coming up with a series of bills trying to get rid of all of the rodents that plague our neighborhoods and have been for years now. But will it work, even if it becomes law? Samantha Liebman has more on how it works.
Councilmember Chia says the rat problem is out of control. One constituent's son even bitten by one.
Day in and day out, our offices are hearing complaints about rat sightings in their neighborhoods, mostly in neighborhoods of color.
According to Councilmember Sandy Nurse, 25,000 sightings reported to 311 last year, double the previous 2 years.
Which means we we are seeing a steady increase not only in the rat population, but people seeing them in their homes, on the streets.
Councilmember Sean Abreu sponsoring one of the bills that would designate times that garbage could be put out to lessen the time rats have to feast.
We must toss out the old way of collecting trash in the city.
The other bills would increase fines for putting garbage out on the wrong day, require rat-proof bins in certain areas, and make construction sites submit a rat mitigation plan. Samantha Leapman, 1010 Wins at City Hall.
Meantime, Mayor Adams has unveiled his plan for a new discounted fare program for the New York City Ferry. Speaking at the landing in Astoria today, the mayor says the Ferry Forward program will move the base price for a ferry ride up to $4 now, but it will allow daily riders to buy a 10-pack. That is keeping the fare for them at $2.75, while charging lower-income riders, seniors, and those with disabilities a discounted fare of $1.35.
New York is what it is because of the East River, the Hudson River, all the waterways. It is what makes this city special, access to the city through our waterways. And more New Yorkers are using New York City Ferry. But too many are not aware of the great benefits from it. They think it's out of reach.
The mayor says the plan also features 3 trip vouchers, expanded outreach to NYCHA residents, and eliminates the ferry's $1 bike fee. The rent is too damn high. How high, you ask? Well, the average rent in Manhattan has hit a record high of $5,000. That's the word from Douglas Elliman real estate agent Kevin Sani, who was on live on Newsline with Bridget earlier. He says the high rent is here to stay, though.
But eventually, what goes up must come down. I think the issue remains that if you were to cut the demand of people looking to rent in half, it still wouldn't match the inventory. So will prices go down after August? I don't really think so, because there's just going to be lack of inventory.
With an increase in mortgage rates, would-be buyers have turned to renting, adding even more pressure to an already tight rental market. Checking the roll call, 86 in Allendale right now. Inglewood, you've got 86 as well. The hot spot is South Ozone Park, 91 degrees. And outside our place, we're at 88 degrees, going down to 70 tonight. We'll have complete AccuWeather coming up in just a few. Hang with us. Wins News Time 326. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, sponsored by your Tri-State BMW Centers. And here is Andrew O'Day.
The high cost of higher education has many college students wondering if they'd be better off as college dropouts. A bestcolleges.com survey finds nearly half of current students with student loans saying they have considered dropping out because of the financial burden. Only a little more than half say they're confident they will be able to afford their loan payments after graduation. Back-to-school spending for K through 12 and beyond is forecast to reach a record $34.5 billion this year. Deloitte says shoppers intend to buy what they must for the kids while facing higher prices and what Deloitte calls a challenging economic outlook. On Wall Street, they're calling that outlook for what it is, fear of recession. It's a major reason for the mostly losses we're seeing today, although the NASDAQ is peeking its head a little bit higher, up 20 points. Dow losing 117. S&P 500 right now falling 8. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 327.
Summer is here. Do you stay in or get outside? Discover the unique all-new curved display screen of the iconic BMW 3 Series. Weave through the mountains in a stylish BMW X3 and take on even more adventures with your BMW X5 and its ample capacity to store all your gear. Because life isn't meant to be spent indoors. This year, summer adventure starts with a drive. Summer on. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Hurry into the BMW Summer On Sale event now through August 1st. Visit TriStateBMW.com today.
Years after Karen had both chemotherapy and surgery for breast cancer, her tumors returned.
I had one hope left, the clinical trial.
It's now been 3 years since Perlmutter Cancer Center matched Karen with a breakthrough clinical trial. She's cancer-free, and Perlmutter offers hundreds of clinical trials for many types of cancer.
I know there are more patients out there like me. They should know there's hope and help at Perlmutter Cancer Center.
To learn more, visit nyulangone.org/PTC.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces. And most are machine washable. Find Skechers Slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Doug
chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive contains B-complex vitamins and alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
A few clouds, but sunshine nonetheless. Warm but not humid and a high of 87 today. Saturday, that's tomorrow, I beg your pardon. Tonight, though, I skipped over, didn't I? A low of 70 degrees tonight. And then on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud. Can't rule out an afternoon thunder shower towards the Jersey Shore with a high of 85 degrees. Sunday, clouds and some sun, more humid with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon, a high of 86. And then on back into the work week, we got thunderstorms possible on Monday as you head on back, highs in the upper 80s. Right now, 88 degrees in Central Park. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time at the Tone? 3:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden. Governor Hochul is distributing $13 million to gun violence prevention programs. 1010 Wind reporter Julia Papa was with the governor in Brownsville today.
The governor came to Brooklyn to funnel money to boots-on-the-ground efforts.
30 organizations, some of them community-based, like Brownsville In, Violence Out. So we have $120,000 going to this organization right here to be able to ramp up their staffing.
Anthony Newells runs BEVO, which reaches out to young people ages 16 to 25.
BEVO plays a very important role in this fight because of our team of credible messages. They can go places no other persons can go.
He says pre-pandemic in 2019, they went 389 days without a shooting or homicide. Juliet Papa, 1010 Winds in Brooklyn.
New York State Attorney General Letitia James says a preliminary injunction has been filed against a half dozen gun distributors to block distribution and sale of gun parts into New York. The move is aimed at curtailing the spread of ghost guns, unmarked weapons that are nearly impossible to trace. News time 3:31. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Well, the outbound Holland Tunnel is already a mess. We're looking at 45 to 60 minutes early in. On any other day, that might seem strange, but it's a summer Thursday, so this is really starting to get bad early at the outbound Holland. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound Holland, tack on about 15 to 20 from the Skyway, better off the Turnpike. Outbound Lincoln instead of the Holland, that's clever. That's only about 15 to 20 minutes getting you out of the city. Inbound, no more than 10. Citybound side of the George Washington Bridge has been ugly all day. Still looking at least 20 to 30 on the upper, 15 to 20 on the inbound lower level, and nothing good getting you out of town. Southbound Deegan and northbound West Side, those are supposed to be the easy ones, and the West Side is slow out of the 80s. Southbound Deegan from the west to 30s. Whitestone Bridge is awful either way. It's getting there on the Throgs Neck, especially Queensbound, the RFK. That is the one you want. Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge continues to crawl, and the citybound side really does nothing for you either. FDR still a mess either way, especially northbound towards 103rd Street because of the earlier car fire. And if you're in a jam, call the Barnes Firm traffic tip line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic sponsored by the Barnes Firm. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible. Manhattan, Long Island.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
Well, we could have a thunder shower in spots as we head for the evening hours. Much of the area will be dry, and it looks like most of the activity is going to cross eastern Long Island and across parts of the Hudson Valley so far. Partly cloudy overnight, the low 70. Mainly sunny and warm tomorrow, but not all that humid, a high of 87. And a few clouds tomorrow night, the low 70. We can't rule out a thunder shower in the afternoon along the Jersey Shore on Saturday. Partly sunny with a high of 85. After that, we warm up further, and we turn more humid as well. Sunday clouds, limited sunshine, also a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 86. We're up near 90 as we head into Monday. Again, limited sunshine and a high, as I mentioned, about 89 degrees. And now the allergy alert forecast, sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Book your same-day appointment online today. Today's outlook is low to moderate with grasses and dock the predominant pollens. It's 88 with sunshine overhead, the humidity 37%, wind variable at 5. Again, 88 going down to 70 in Midtown. On AccuWeather's Carrie Schwindenhammer on New York's weather station, 1010 wind.
I'm Dr. Philippe Dion. Thanks to my organ donor, I've been able to help thousands of patients as a neurologist. Organ donors are heroes who help others live on. Visit liveonny.org to become an organ donor hero.
Wednesday time 3:34. President Biden and Israel's leader aired their differences over the Iran nuclear deal today.
President Biden says he wants to continue to work to try to bring Iran back to the negotiating table to find a peaceful resolution to end their nuclear program.
I continue to believe that diplomacy is the best way to achieve this outcome.
But the Israelis say that won't work.
Words will not stop them, Mr. President. Diplomacy will not stop them. The only thing that will stop Iran is knowing that if they continue to develop their nuclear program, the free world will use force.
Correspondent Skylar Henry. Authorities in Ukraine say the casualties are mounting after Russian missiles fired from a submarine in the Black Sea struck a central city.
The death toll rising all morning. Ukrainian officials now saying at least 20 people have been killed, including a baby, 50 people seriously injured. And what's also shocking is that it happened mid-morning in busy downtown Vinnytsia. That's a city southwest of Kiev. Many Ukrainians have moved there with their families to get away from the fighting in the east, thinking it was a relative safe zone.
Correspondent Tom Stufy-Burridge. Wednesday News Time 3:35. A federal judge has refused to delay former Trump advisor Steve Bannon's trial for contempt of Congress. The trial is set to begin on Monday. Bannon's lawyers had argued there was too much pre-trial publicity about the case. Bannon was indicted last year for refusing to answer questions from the January 6th committee investigating the insurrection. If you're in the market for an electric vehicle but concerned you won't be able to take a long road trip, General Motors is trying to address that.
GM says it's going to work with Pilot Travel Systems and help install EV Go fast charging stations at up to 500 Flying J truck stops. The idea is to keep the stations about 50 miles apart to let people take longer trips with electric vehicles. These stations can generally get an EV to 80% charge in a half hour.
Correspondent Jeff Gilbert. 88 degrees now, sunny. We are going down to 70 here in the city tonight. Winds news time 3:36. A date for the Grammys. 1010 Winds Entertainment is next.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccups. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structure, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Wednesday time 3:38 now. 1010 Winds Entertainment. Save the date, Grammys fans. Music's biggest night returns to L.A. next year on February 5th.
It's been a long time coming and it has been delayed, but we are officially here. Better late than never, right?
Trevor Noah hosting last time around. No host has been announced for the next event, which last year now it was held in Las Vegas. The Grammys will return to the Crypto.com arena, formerly the Staples Center. Criminal Minds will be back. The series revival getting the green light at Paramount Plus. The original cast will be on board. Star Joe Mantegna teased the revival on Twitter with a photo of himself on set. Megan Thee Stallion, Kim Kardashian, Amy Schumer, and conservationist Jane Goodall will all be guests on Hillary and Chelsea Clinton's new Apple TV Plus show called Gutsy. The series debuts in September. When's news time? 3:39.
Hi, Greg Hughes here with Hughes Private Capital, a family-operated real estate investment company. Do you own investment property with little or no debt? If so, you have trapped equity, which is not working for you as hard as it should be. Through a 1031 exchange with Hughes Private Capital, you can sell your investment property, free up your equity, and earn double your current net rental income. How is this possible? Well, by investing with us, you will be putting every dollar of equity to work for you. Plus, you get the added benefits of paying no taxes on the sale of your property, and you will never have to deal with landlord hassles or expenses again. We know, people tell us it sounds too good to be true, but we've done this for hundreds of investors. Plus, if you want to get your money out, it's easy and painless so you can invest with peace of mind. To find out more, go to freemyequitynow.com. That's freemyequitynow.com. Or call us at 888-603-3939. That's 888-603-3939.
We've got tickets for you to see Elton John on his farewell tour at MetLife Stadium. Listen tomorrow between 10 and 3 for your chance to win.
The Newswatch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, 88 degrees at 3:40. I'm Lori Metten, and here's what's happening. City lawmakers say the rat problem is worse than ever, and they propose a series of new measures that take aim at the vermin. More than 550 women sue Uber, saying they were either raped, kidnapped, harassed, or stalked by drivers nationwide. The state's Cannabis Control Board approves the licensing process for dispensaries that will prioritize New Yorkers previously caught up in the old drug laws. Brittany Griner makes another appearance in a Moscow courtroom, but doesn't take the stand as her drug trial continues. Kevin Spacey pleads not guilty to sexual assault charges in a London courtroom. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 161 points this hour. 1010 Winds AccuWeather says partly cloudy tonight, low 70, sunshine tomorrow, high 87. Winds news time 3:41. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now we go to the east side of town, northbound FDR Drive. New trouble getting up towards East 41st Street. You got a two-car crash knocking out the left lane, so the FDR was in recovery mode, but now it gets worse from right around the area of East 10th Street up to East 41st. Once you pass the UN, though, things are in better shape on up there. Was the earlier northbound car fire in the 103rd Street area. Now it's all gone. Southbound side of the FDR Drive still slow coming down to the 90s with some residual rubbernecking. Downtown bound west side, going to provide a better ride, but nothing's going to help you getting out of town right now at the George Washington Bridge. Northbound west side is sluggish, but at least moving from the 70s. Likewise on the southbound Deegan from the west 230s. Everything else is far worse. Lincoln Tunnel, it's about 10 minutes in, 15 to 20 out. Already 45 plus, though, at the outbound Holland. Inbound Holland, 10 to 15 from the Skyway, better from the Turnpike. Whitestone, awful either way, and especially Queensbound. The Throgs Neck is not a whole lot better. The Getaway is on the southbound Garden State Parkway. Already slow coming down to Route 18 and then into Toms River. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Winds.
The city's 311 system logged more than 25,000 sightings and complaints about rats last year alone. And this year, some council members are rolling out a series of measures that take aim at the city's seemingly never-ending rat problem.
Videos of Pizza Rat are funny, but rats causing real problems.
I got a call from a constituent that a rodent bit her son in her apartment.
Councilmember Chi Ah-se among several lawmakers sponsoring 5 bills as rat reports nearly doubled last year. One bill would increase fines for putting out trash too far in advance of pickup.
So many apartment complexes in New York City that throw their trash out on days that aren't trash days, that don't give a damn about how they're throwing their trash away. And when we see these mountains of trash, we see large populations of rats.
The other bills would assign times buildings to put out trash, designate certain areas areas rat mitigation zones, require rat-proof receptacles for certain areas, and force construction sites to have a rat mitigation plan. Samantha Leapman, 1010 Winds at City Hall.
Winds News Time 343. Another shark sighting reported on Long Island. This time it was at Tobay Beach. Town of Oyster Bay Supervisor Joseph Saladino told us about it.
So this afternoon, about 30 yards off our beach, two swimmers were in the water when they saw a shark, and they did the right thing. They immediately contacted the lifeguards, and the lifeguards put into action our response plan.
And that response plan means eyes on the beach, from the beach and from the sky in terms of drones, helicopters, and more. The beach was closed to swimmers for about an hour. Then people were allowed back in the water. No one was hurt. Meanwhile, further east in Shirley, the lifeguard who was bitten by a shark at Smith Point Park on July 4th weekend was back on the job today. Zach Gallo suffered a bite on his foot. He was cleared to return to work by his doctors, and he was welcomed at the beach by Suffolk exec Steve Ballone.
Sharks are here. What we're seeing is that we may have this new normal where sharks are just closer to the water now, and there will be more interaction.
Yesterday at the same beach, a surfer was attacked by a shark, suffering a 4-inch gash on his leg. Winds News Time 344. Uber is being sued by more than 550 women who say they were sexually assaulted, falsely imprisoned, stalked, harassed, and more by Uber drivers. The suit was filed in San Francisco, but details of these attacks were that they happened everywhere nationwide. 1010 Wind reporter Glenn Shuck spoke to Uber customers here in the city.
As I began my interviews with New Yorkers here at 54th and 7th, incredibly Desiree approached me and told me a very personal situation involving an Uber driver just last week and her sister.
I don't want to say too much. I'd rather just say he touched her inappropriate.
Really?
Yeah.
So she had never ever seen this person before?
No. This is her first time riding an Uber, actually.
Can you say where this was?
It was in Brooklyn.
So your sister in Brooklyn, this happened, did she report it to the police?
She did report it. She has an incident report. They are investigating. It is scary.
Desiree tells me this has caused her to find other means of transportation as her sister waits to hear about the police investigation. Glenn Shuck, 1010 Winds, here in Midtown.
An Uber spokesperson said in part, sexual assault is a horrific crime. We take every single report seriously. While we can't comment on pending litigation, we will continue to keep safety at the heart of our work. And this just into the 1010 Winds newsroom. We are learning from ABC News that Ivana Trump, the ex-wife of former President Donald Trump, has died at the age of 73. Ivana Trump was Mr. Trump's first wife and the mother of 3 of his children. Make sure you stay with 1010 Winds and 1010winds.com for the very latest on this developing story. Winds News Time 346. A Florida woman has been indicted on hate crimes charges for an alleged assault on 4 Asian women in Manhattan. It happened on Hudson Street in the Village on June 11th when prosecutors say 47-year-old Madeline Barker attacked the women with pepper spray. While yelling slurs, the women had stopped at a corner, thinking they had lost something, when they say a woman turned around and accused them of getting in her way. That's when she began screaming, "Go back to your country," and then pepper sprayed them. She's facing assault as a hate crime and other charges. New Yorkers who were caught up in the state's old drug laws will get priority when it comes to the new licensing process by the state cannabis regulators. A formal licensing process was approved by the Cannabis Control Board today. The rules will govern how the initial licenses for dispensaries will be set up and approved. Winds News Time 347.
So we were trying to come up with a title for this podcast. Let's have a shorter name that's catchier, that kind of speaks to you. And my wife, Gretchen, says, what about Hey Maine? Hey Maine. Hey Maine. So I gave in, just like I gave in when she wanted a cat. But I get to keep my subtitle, the Katie Maine Talks to Famous People podcast. So it's Hey Maine, the Katie Maine Talks to Famous People podcast. Get that wherever you get your podcasts. I think that's the tagline.
Make your money go further and work harder with a certified financial planner from Facet Wealth. Inflation, interest rates, stock market changes, home prices. Every advisor at Facet is a certified financial planner and fiduciary, and they're legally bound to do what's in your best interest. Facet has a simple flat fee. There are no commissions. Call 888-598-3893 for 2 months free off your first year of financial planning. That's 888-598-3893. Try FacetWealth.com. Facet Wealth is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
Where did I put that?
His property manager just took an extended vacation.
Could be the dream.
He needs a replacement before this becomes a cruel summer.
Well, you wanted the lakefront for the 17th. How did this get double booked already?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credits. Terms and conditions apply.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they had atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
With Nissan 349, the man exonerated last year in the assassination of Malcolm X has filed a $40 million lawsuit against New York City. Muhammad Aziz, who's now 83 years old, spent 20 years behind bars for the shooting. His attorneys had been in negotiations with the city over a settlement, but those talks apparently broke down. The verdict was vacated last year, and the Manhattan District Attorney apologized in court, citing illegal conduct by police and prosecutors. Wins Nissan 350. WNBA star Brittany Griner was back in court in Moscow today. While she was initially expected to take the stand, the court instead heard from several officials who worked with Griner at a Russian basketball club.
We heard from Maxim Rybakov. He's the director of UMMC. That's the Russian basketball club in the city of Ekaterinburg for which Griner played. He said that she had a break in January and that's why she'd gone back to the U.S. And I think this is important because he also said that she had planned to come back in February. He also said that despite the U.S. notification to Americans not to travel to Russia, remember, she was arrested 1 week after the start of the war, that she came back because she was feeling confident.
Correspondent Ian Pinnell. Griner pleaded guilty during a previous court appearance, but said she had no intention of breaking Russia's drug laws because she packed for a trip in a hurry, throwing vape cartridges containing cannabis oil in her luggage, which violate Russian law. Nissan 351. Time for traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Now, the FDR Drive continues to throw obstacles in your way. Northbound side near East 41st, it does look like you're getting rid of that crash, but it got bad because of it back to East Houston Street, and now near the earlier car fire near East 100th Street, we're looking at the FDR start to clog up again in either direction as we get word of a new northbound accident slowing you down from Gracie Mansion, and southbound from the 130s. Downtown bound, the west side's better. Northbound west side is like everything else to the outbound George, already abysmal. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 30 up, 20 down at the inbound George, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. Northbound west side is slow from the 50s all the way up. Southbound Deegan from Fordham Road, that's jamming, and everything else is worse. Lincoln Tunnel's about 10 in, 20 to 30 out. It's about an hour at the outbound Holland. Happy summer Thursday. Inbound side of the Holland, no more than about 10 minutes. Whitestone, awful light away. Queensbound Throgsneck, Bronxbound RFK, and the citybound Midtown Tunnel, plenty of extra company as well. The Brooklyn Bridge, a bit of a mess either way. Citybound, the Manhattan Bridge going to treat you better. Brooklyn-bound Battery Tunnel, not awful yet. Traffic is sponsored by Schweiger Dermatology Group. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 4:01 on 1010 Wins.
An annual skin exam is an important part of your preventative health care routine. Early detection can save your life when it comes to skin cancer. Call 844-DERM-DOC or visit SchweigerDerm.com to schedule your skin cancer screening. Call Schweiger Dermatology Group today.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
1 or 2 spots will have a thunder shower this evening, but a lot of the area will be rain-free, and then we turn out partly cloudy for tonight. We'll drop to a low of 70 degrees. A warm day tomorrow, but not all that humid. Lots of sunshine, high 87. Clear to partly cloudy tomorrow night, the low 70. Comfortable in some of the suburbs with temperatures in the 60s. A mix of sun and clouds heading into Saturday. Can't rule out a thunder shower in the afternoon toward the Jersey Shore, the high 85. Humidity then starts to rise Sunday and Monday. Clouds and some sunshine. Could be a thunderstorm around each day, especially in the afternoon. The high Sunday 86, Monday's high 89. Right now we have 88 with some sunshine overhead. The humidity 37%. Wind variable at 5 miles an hour. Again, 88 going down to 70 in Midtown. On AccuWeather's Carrie Schwindedhammer on New York's weather station 1010 Wind.
Wednesday time 3:53. Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey appeared in a London courtroom today to answer to sexual assault charges.
Kevin Spacey leaves London's Central Criminal Court after entering a non-guilty plea. The former House of Cards star is denying 4 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of causing a person to engage in sexual activity without consent. Spacey's lawyer has previously said the actor strenuously denies the allegations. Spacey was granted bail and allowed to return to the U.S. after a preliminary hearing last month. A judge is expected to set a timeline for his trial on Thursday. Charles de Ledesma, London.
Meanwhile, Variety is reporting that Spacey has dropped out of a Genghis Khan movie in which he was set to star. Twitter back online this afternoon after an outage this morning.
It's been quite a week or so for Twitter. Elon Musk pulled out of buying it. Twitter is suing him. And then on Thursday morning, Twitter went down for about 40 minutes, one of its longest outages in years. Earlier this year, Twitter went down for shorter bursts. Twitter is not explaining the new outage, but did tweet out that it knew some users were having problems accessing it and that it was working on getting everybody back online. Alex Stone, ABC News.
88 degrees now, sunny here in the city. We are going down to 70 degrees in Midtown tonight. Wednesday's time, 3:55.
Unlimited earning potential, continuous career growth, and a flexible schedule. Only at Dark Cars Automotive Group, where it's not just a job, it's so much more. If this sounds like the right fit for you, then do not miss the day at Dark Cars hiring event happening Thursday, July 21st at Dark Cars Lexus of Mount Kisco. Apply and interview on site for all positions with Dark Cars Automotive Group. They will be hiring for all 5 area locations in the New York Metro. All experience levels are encouraged to attend. Meet their team and enjoy lunch on them. For more information, visit darkcars.com today.
There's magic in the world. People will tell you there isn't. They just want you to get back to work.
Be quiet.
And not ask questions.
Those people need 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
When you've seen the magic
and felt the magic,
you can no longer deny the magic.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
And now we pause for a word from Charlotte, the junk fairy. A friend is a person who always brings a little magic with them. Be a friend. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Wednesday time, 3:56. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Andrew O'Day.
We have another reading of inflation today, and yet again, it's hotter than forecast, but it contains some cautiously hopeful signs. Labor Department's Producer Price Index, measuring the cost businesses are dealing with, jumped 11.3% last month from June last year. Much of that was due to energy costs, although so far this month we've seen energy prices, especially of gasoline, receding. The so-called core inflation rate, which tracks everything but food and energy, rose by the least in 7 months. Amazon Prime Day, actually day and a half, was a big success for all of e-commerce. Adobe reports that total online spending in the U.S. rose 8.5% to $11.9 billion during the company's Prime Day promotion, which helped boost traffic on competing sites, such as Walmart and Target.com, which held their own sales. Amazon itself sold more than 300 million items, and that was more than any previous Prime Day. Just out of the closing bell on Wall Street, indexes are splitting it. Dow down 112, NASDAQ gaining 7, S&P 500 down 9. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Wednesday time, 3:57.
This is important information from Specter Law Group, New York's most trusted immigration lawyers. Are you or your loved ones undocumented? Do you want to fix your immigration status but don't know what to do? A professional, trusted immigration lawyer can tell you your options. Your immigration status is important, and the wrong help can hurt. Make sure you speak with the best. Lawyers at Specter Law Group have helped thousands of immigrants, and they can help you. Write this number down, 646-543-0745. Lawyers at Specter Law Group are known throughout New York for their experience, honesty, and success in getting their clients legal status in America. 646-543-0745 or visit them at spectorlawgroup.com. That's SPEKTOR lawgroup.com. Spector Law Group now offers consultations over the phone. 646-543-0745 or Zoom. Spector Law Group, your immigration lawyers.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
WINS, WNEWHD3 New York.
Karen Stewart's hilarious. Her traffic reports get me to work every day.
An Odyssey station. 10 winds AccuWeather. It says partly cloudy tonight, low 70 degrees here in the city. Tomorrow, sunshine, a few clouds, warm but not as humid. High 87 tomorrow night, clear to partly cloudy, low 70. Saturday, sun and clouds, might see a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 85. Sunday, sun and clouds, more humid with a shower or thunderstorm around, high 86. It is 88 degrees now. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Tanya Mercado is our service aide, Walter Geist, senior writer. Oliver Sampson is at the editor's desk. The closing bell of the New York Stock Exchange is sponsored by Ray Catena Porsche. Special financing now available on all in-stock certified pre-owned Porsche vehicles from Ray Catena Porsche in Edison.
There's the closing bell on Wall Street. This is Andrew O'Day of Bloomberg. Split finish for the market. The Dow closing down 143. NASDAQ up 4.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds, New York.
Good afternoon, 88 degrees under mostly sunny skies at 4 o'clock. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. We've got today breaking news out of the Upper East Side this afternoon. Word that Ivana Trump, the ex-wife of former President Donald Trump, has passed away here in New York. We will have the latest details in just a moment. A self-described rat pack about to declare war on, well, rats here in the city. A group of city council members pushing a set of bills that would corner the rat population from just about every angle. We'll have details coming up. We'll also get more from Brooklyn, where Governor Kathy Hochul is adding more mission and money to her plan to get rid of illegal guns here in New York. Mayor Adams says it'll soon cost extra to get on a New York City ferry. The ferry's budget's been lifting money. The mayor has plans to generate revenue, but at the same time make it financially easier on your wallet. And from Israel, President Biden saying, okay, Iran, we're not waiting forever for you to back off from this nuclear business. He didn't say when, but he's hinting the U.S. isn't against using force if necessary. 1010 Winds AccuWeather, partly cloudy skies, dropping down to a low of 70 degrees on this Thursday night. Wind speed time 401. And now from the traffic center, here is Greg Rice. What is next on the FDR Drive? We had a car fire near East 106th Street earlier. We had a northbound crash near the UN, and now northbound FDR as you get to Gracie Mansion. You got a 2-car collision knocking out the right lane and loading you up from the Queensboro Bridge. The avenues are going to treat you better. At least downtown down the west side is fine, but the northbound west side is jammed up like everything else to the outbound George. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. It is getaway day for a lot of people. Summer Thursdays are like summer Fridays at this point, and there is already nothing easy at the outbound George. Southbound Deegan slow from the west 230 is the best you're going to do. Citybound George upper levels at least 30 minutes, 45 on the inbound lower, because on the inbound lower level you do have emergency construction knocking out the left and center lanes as soon as you get on. Lincoln Tunnel, it's about 20 in, 30 out, 45 to 60 at the outbound Holland. Inbound Holland 15 from the Skyway, better off the Newark Bay. Whitestone the worst of it either way across the Upper East. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. We see the Southern State eastbound slow to Broadway. Long Island Expressway loads up from Queens over to 106.7. Eastbound Northern State of Mess to Willis Avenue, and from Post Avenue getting out towards the area of South Oyster Bay Road. Traffic is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer. Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wings.
And we will have more on that new city council group putting together a bill to address the rat problem in the city. But first, sad news for the Trump family tonight. Word that the ex-wife of former President Donald Trump and the mother of his 3 oldest children has passed away. Newsman Derek Dennis now with more.
Ivana Trump, the first wife of former president and business mogul Donald